Afternoon, reactions trail court judgment which ordered Shell to pay 45.9 billion naira to Ogoni people for oil spillage. Local vigilantes in Rivers State advised against parading arrested suspects. Federal Executive Council approves tolls for federal roads. World marks Youth Day. On the foreign scene, Germany fears thousands got saline, not vaccine from nurse. I am Ifiemi Andrew. An Ogoni stakeholder, Fine-Face Dumnamene, says Shell Petroleum Company ought to pay more than 45.9 billion naira ordered by a court for the oil spill in Ogoni land. Mr. Fine-Face, who is the Executive Director of Youth and Environmental Advocacy Center, said this in an interview with our correspondent.
There have been series of judgments ordering Shell to make this payment, but Shell will continue to evade the payment, delay the payment, and not wanting to compensate the community. The most annoying part of it is that they even attempted to appeal the judgment of the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is very, very, very annoying and, of course, uncalled for. There is nothing to celebrate about it, and I'm not also happy that the amount currently being released is 45.9 billion. When we have had similar judgment that talked about the fact that what Shell needs to pay is 183 billion naira due to the interest that are accrued over the years. So I think the people are even surcharged at this amount that is currently being paid.
Mr. Dumnamene, however, advised Shell to emulate world standard practice in carrying out its exploration activities to avoid a repeat of the situation in Ogoni.
To avoid something like this in the future, which they are suffering across the Niger Delta, it's for them to ensure that they practice best environmental standards in their oil operations, because the pollution we have experienced in the Niger Delta, part of Ogoni land, is beyond what is obtained any other place in the world. The communities don't have much to do in terms of trying to prevent environmental pollution from oil villages in their communities, especially when it has to do with oil mining and oil operations by Shell. So what the company needs to do is to ensure that they meter their pipes, to ensure that if there is any third-party interference or equipment failure, they are able to know.
As you may know, a federal high court in Abuja ordered Shell Petroleum Company to pay 45.9 billion naira to the Ogoni people. Justice Ahmed Mohammed, who gave the order yesterday, held that the money must be paid within 21 days. The sum is a cost awarded against the company several years ago for oil spill in Ogoni land. A spokesman said the payment would mark the full and final settlement to the Ejama Ibobo community over a spill during the 1967 to 1970 Biafran War. Shell has maintained that the damage was caused by third parties. Moving on, a security consultant, Chizoeke Tasie, has criticized the recent parading of a teenager by a local vigilante in Abaloma area of Rivers State. In a viral video, the minor was allegedly caught running away with her madam's 2-year-old baby. But the security consultant says local vigilante ought not to parade suspects.
What is expected of them is, if such things they are fortunate to catch anybody who has kidnapped or has stolen a child, the appropriate things for them to do and invite the police. Because most times, taking law into their hand closes the matter indefinitely. You might even parade that at the end of the day, it might not even be a child left. What happened? Our local vigilante, yes, they do a lot of work by helping the police, but they should not go for that to execute judgment of parading the suspect.
He, however, called on security agencies in the area to stop waiting for locals and act promptly whenever such a breach of law occurs.
Police should not overlook. That is where community policing comes in. When police hears such things, they should put up strategy in motion. Most times, police tells us that there must be somebody to report for such things for them to take action. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know which law that's that. But since they are police, they should go for that, not allowing people to come and report things. Because the most communities, you will give them a report. When the community have done that thing, they will agree on themselves this is what we want to do. So police shouldn't wait till somebody comes from there to report. Police should go for that.
Meanwhile, the chairman of Abloma Vigilante, Lawrence Godknows, told our correspondent that the teenager was only handed over to the police and was not paraded by the local vigilante.
It's not vigilante, did not parade any girl. When I was on the way to my church, so I saw people gather by the chairman of the vigilante. When I saw people gather, what happened? They said they catch a girl that stole 2 years old girl. So immediately I ordered them to leave the girl and I called the police. It was me that called the police and hand over her to police with the baby and the mother and the father. That's what happened. The vigilante did not parade her in Abuluma at all.
The Rivers State Police Command has assured Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasin, of collaboration to ensure a safer work environment in the state. Commissioner of Police Friday Ebuka gave this assurance when the association visited the police headquarters on the security awareness campaign. CP Ebuka explained that the state is enjoying relative peace following the implementation of community policing.
People who know the worth of what we are doing are those who are coming here to appreciate us. Rivers State is among those states facing that dangerous threat. You know, there is no society where you say it is crime-free, but relatively, comparatively, Rivers State is calm compared to most of our states in this federation for today. So, and it's not because we are superhuman, it's because the people of Rivers State and people like you too are collaborating with us to ensure that we get the right information and do the right thing to make sure that criminals do not overwhelm the state.
On his part, Chairman Pengasin Port Harcourt Zone, Peter Onita, while calling on the security agencies to help tackle incessant kidnap of its members, also urged the federal government to speed up work on the LMA axis of the East-West Road.
Despite individual branches of zonal support, Pengasan agreed in our next meeting that we must, as a body, partner with the security agencies across the country. And in that conference, we took a position to commence this beginning 1 week, what we call security awareness. It's an awareness as Pengasan contribution to also appreciate what the police, the SSS, the other security parastatals are doing.
Our correspondent reports that the security awareness theme is making Nigeria and Nigerians safer and more secured. The Federal Executive Council has approved tolls for federal roads and bridges. Minister of Works and Housing Babatunde Fashola told State House correspondents that the policy will also provide regulation for a legal framework of the tolling plan. Fashola added that Council approved that only dual carriageways of 35,000 kilometers should be eligible for tolling by the federal government.
We have proposed and Council has approved that certain types of vehicles be exempted from paying tolls. Those are bicycles, pedal cycles, tricycles, motorcycles, and other modes of 2- or 3-wheeled transport used mainly by disadvantaged members of our community. They will be entitled to a fully 100% exemption. The big step to actual tolling was taken today by presenting for approval the broad policy that will guide the tolling, so that local people, states, local governments, all those who manage roads, investors who want to come in, will know what our tolling policy is.
Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed says the Twitter ban in Nigeria will be lifted soon. The minister stated this while briefing State House correspondents at the end of the virtual Federal Executive Council meeting. He, however, listed the establishment of a Twitter office in Nigeria, country representative and taxation as some pending issues to be finalized.
The end for an amicable solution is very much in sight. The engagement has been extremely positive. They admitted that they've never received any kind of professional communication from any country as they received from us. One of the conditions that we set was that in line with Nigeria's Companies and Allies Matters Act, Twitter should establish legal presence in Nigeria. Must also register with relevant regulatory authorities like NICDA, NCC, the Broadcasting Commission. Because we are very concerned about contents that are liable to jeopardize the security, unity, and sovereignty of Nigeria. Because we also have they should immediately also start paying VAT and other tax liabilities.
Recall that Twitter's activities were indefinitely suspended in Nigeria on June 4, 2 days after the social media giant removed a post of President Buhari that threatened to punish regional secessionists. Still ahead, today is International Youth Day. Stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Today is International Youth Day. It is celebrated annually on the 12th of August to bring youth issues to the attention of the international community, as well as to celebrate the potential of youth as active partners in the global society. In an interview with our correspondent, Sebi Ruwari, Executive Director of We the People, Ken Henshaw, is urging River State government to adopt as working document the newly drafted youth policy in the state.
I'm aware that the River State government has a new youth policy for the state. It's a very detailed document. I had the opportunity of reading it. It's a new youth policy document for the state that has far-reaching potentials and far-reaching targets. That document has not yet been adopted as a working document, unfortunately. And unfortunately, no single part of that document has yet been implemented, even though it is over a year old. We have wished that this day would have been used as an occasion to adopt the River State youth policy. It would have been a good opportunity to use this youth day to adopt that document and begin immediately to implement the provisions there.
He said present and previous governments in the state have failed to implement policies of youth with an intention to distract them from playing their role.
The River State government, and I'm not just speaking about this government, this administration, I'm speaking about previous administrations also, right? In the last 20 years, there has been no deliberate policy implementation specifically aimed at lifting young people out of poverty and all that. So if you look at the approach from the year 2000 till now, the approach that government has initiated in response to the needs of young people is always skills empowerment, and the both are always together. Because in the thinking of those who preside over the affairs of the state, young people need to be distracted. But the purpose has never been to empower young people.
Our correspondent reports that the theme of this year's International Youth Day is Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health. River State Director of the National Orientation Agency, Young Ayotamina, have commended Nigerian youths for their achievement in the different spheres of life as Nigeria joins the rest of the world to celebrate the International Youth Day. Reacting to the ranking of Nigeria as 161st on the 2020 Global Youth Development Index, Mr. Tamina called on youths in the state and Nigeria at large to key into the various government programs.
Our youths have made some very giant strides. If you look at Nollywood, if you look at some other financial programs that are ongoing, the National Social Investment Program by the present administration has been on, and we discovered that not many of our youths are keen into these programs, where we give party coloration to this program. They have not helped us as a country, and particularly as a state. I can tell you that we virtually lost out in the first phase of the National Social Investment Program, talking about the Empower. We have to come all out and embrace this program. Talking about GIG, we are talking about the trader money, we are talking about the market money, we are talking about the agri money. So Rivers people should come out and embrace these programs.
While urging the youths to abandon secessionist agendas, the state NOA director called for youths to mobilize themselves and be active in politics if they want to get to the position of leadership. He said the federal government should not be blamed if youths are not doing well in politics.
For the first time, we got to a situation where the president, on his own initiative and through legislation, we have the Not Too Young to Rule Act. And that act, you see that the age limit for aspiration of youth into key legislative, into key executive offices, we actually reduced as youth. Instead of being reduced to people that should be carrying ballot boxes, instead of reducing ourselves to gangsters, we should actually get involved, participate, and see how we can, in fact, take our destiny in our hands. At the party level, they have to work together and create these opportunities for themselves. And in doing that, they have to do a lot of thinking to see how they can raise funds outside limitations have been created for them.
In business, the Naira pared some of it at the parallel market from 510 on Tuesday. In entertainment, Nigerian rapper Ladipo Eso, popularly known as Ladipo, has welcomed a baby with his partner. The music star took to his Instagram page on Wednesday, where he shared a photo and video of himself with his baby. In sports, Chelsea has defeated Villarreal 6-5 in a penalty shootout to lift the UEFA Super Cup for a second time. It was the first time the Super Cup was played in Northern Ireland, and 13,000 spectators generated a fantastic atmosphere in the South Belfast Stadium, the highest attendance at any sports event in the country since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
Authorities in North Germany have asked more than 8,000 people to get repeat COVID vaccinations because a nurse is suspected of having injected saline instead of vaccine in many cases. Police are investigating the nurse's actions at a vaccination center in Friesland near the North Sea coast. Initially, just 6 people were believed to have received a harmless salt solution, in March and April. Many of those affected were aged over 70, a high-risk group in the pandemic. On the news this afternoon, you heard that reactions have trailed the court judgment which ordered Shell to pay 45.9 billion naira fine to Ogoni people for oil spillage. Local vigilantes in River State have been advised against parading arrested suspects. Federal Executive Council has approved tolls for federal roads and bridges. And today is the World International Youth Day. On the foreign scene, you heard that Germany feared that thousands in Germany got saline and not vaccine from a nurse. The news was edited by Choma Ezewafo. Contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. Partly sunny weather expected in Port Harcourt this afternoon. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Thank you for listening, and bye-bye for now.